My first guitar was a Fender, and I loved that guitar no matter what. I named it Michael after my favorite archangel in history, and I'm really big on the histories of religions and the legends from religion and just myths in general. Music is basically my life. I couldn't survive without it, and I think it's probably the most powerful form of expression that a human being can have. And writing, I've always loved to read. I think my love for reading came when my birth mother she tried for a while when I would get in trouble. I would have to read an entire book in about a day or so and then write a book report on it. Over time I became a really big fan of fantasy and biographies and stuff like that of people. And when it comes to fiction, I kind of get lost in that world, and it's fun.
I've been really fortunate. I have really awesome parents. I've had a really, good life, and I just felt like, okay, I'm gonna, I didn't have a baby and raise a kid from scratch, so I'm gonna pay it forward now and do something good that will, contribute to my life, but also help somebody else. I wonder if I could have dealt with some of the stuff that she dealt with when she was younger.
My birth mother was working the graveyard shift. My sister and I were staying with our daycare provider, and that night I just told her everything that was going on and how I couldn't take it anymore, and eventually it was going to be I would either take my life or take my sister and run. And she was basically there for me, and she called the military police, who then contacted my birth mother, pretty much saying that she would not have, her temporary custody of us would be revoked. And we spent Christmas with our daycare provider, and the 26th was when they came and took us in a white car. Oh, I can see now that The first time I met Helene, it was at a Fairfax Families for Kids event. We were at this park, and there she was, and she had the two dogs in the back of the car, and I said hello to the dogs, and that was about it. I didn't think anything of it besides they wanted me to meet new people.
I was in a 6-year relationship, and that ended, and I was kind of like, I always wanted to have kids, and it just never happened. And so I just started researching and, ended up on the Fairfax County website and saw her. And, it said that she loved animals and she wanted to go to college, and, just a few things about her that I liked. So I thought, okay, that sounds like a good kid.
My social worker, Julie Bowman, said that there's this summer legal institute program in Washington, D.C., and I'd like you to go to it, but I need to know because I have housing for you.
Her social worker asked if she could come and stay with me, and so we thought that would be a good way for us to get to know each other a little bit, because although I attended some of the Families for Kids events that she attended, she didn't know I was interested, and she was kind of quiet and withdrawn, and so I didn't really get to know her that well in that realm.
When I stayed here for a week with the Summer Legal Institute, I thought she was very welcoming and warm, and very caring.
So yeah, she came and stayed with me, and it was during that week that we convinced the social worker to tell her that I was interested in adopting her.
My social worker kept saying, "The light is at the end of the tunnel, I promise you," and I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't understand that until it hit me, and I'll go back and look at pictures from different Families for Kids events, and I'll see Helene in a picture, and so I accuse her of stalking me jokingly.
I love to cook, and I'm a foodie, and she likes to try new things. We'll go out and have, fun meals, or I'll find recipes and cook things.
She's an excellent role model. She's very smart, and she has worked very hard for everything that she has, and I guess that's one thing I can take away, is that things don't come to you. You have to kind of work to get the things you want.
We were at Costco pharmacy picking up a prescription, and it was right after the adoption had been finalized. So the original prescription was in Paris's old last name, and when the adoption was finalized, she changed her last name, which was her decision. And so I'm explaining this to the cashier at the Costco pharmacy, and she was like, "Oh, you know, I've always wanted to adopt," and she said, "I wonder if I should look into it now." And Paris looked at her and said, "It's never too late to change someone's life." So that would be what I would say. Why should you do it? Because it's never too late to change someone's life.
I guess I'll go home now. I guess I'll go